very exciting for both of us.
What do you think you can do, you guys, the both of you, to get things going? What are your conversations like during the week to try to jumpstart it?
We're just working. We just keep working, keep talking about what we're seeing on tape, what we're seeing on film, how we running certain routes versus different defenders and different schemes, and that's all we can do is just keep working. And when it comes on game day, trying to execute that plan.
How does that curtail what you can do?
I mean, that's definitely not the game plan, and that's not what we want to be. We just got to correct those. We got to lock in a little bit more on the details of, the operation, and it starts with that. And if we can clean up that, I think that we can be a lot more successful, especially offensively. But yeah, we're definitely aware of that, and we is definitely a point of emphasis for this team.
What felt different maybe out there on Sunday compared to the first time out against Dallas? I mean, for you, just in terms of being comfortable physically, any of that, was there a difference the second time out compared to the first?
No, just game two. The games, the more reps we get, I think that's for every player. The more comfortable you get, the more free in the game plan, and just each and every game is different. So, like I said, Dallas was Dallas, and after that Monday, I was past that one, and I was focused on Jacksonville. So there was no different or anything that we did anything differently.
Along those lines, though, you were much more decisive, and it seemed like you were just setting your feet and letting it rip on the first look. Was that a point of emphasis last week after the Dallas game?
No, just more reps and just getting comfortable with the scheme. That was our first time, all of 11 of us together, plus the coaching staff, together calling the plays and just operating in a live setting. So we all was a little bit, more aware of, where we wanted to go with the ball and the game plan. So, it's definitely an opportunity for us to improve this week against the Jets and just try to build on that.
Deshaun, in the context of making sure that something like this doesn't happen in the future, can you sort of explain what your thinking was on the 3rd and 6 there, instead of just taking a sack and letting the 40 seconds run off? Kind of take us through what you were kind of told to do, or what you did do, or what you saw on that play.
I saw a touchdown, but you got to give Allen a great play. Credit, making a great play. Tillman, he did his job of selling the block. We got outside, and he ran a corner. The corner popped open, but Allen, he beat me to my spot to where I wanted to throw it, and that's pretty much it.
You've said a couple of times since you've gotten here, you don't have to be as much of a game changer. You can be more of a facilitator, point guard, when you're a quarterback on this team. What's the difference in your mind between playing quarterback as a facilitator and being the game changer guy?
It's no different. It's just the way the game goes and how the flow of the game is.
Mindset between, okay, take this check down and, let's try to make a bigger play?
No, I don't have a different mind. I go into each and every game with the same mindset, and that's me walking on the field, being the best player that I can be on the field.
How important has Jerry been in these first 2 games? And does it feel like you guys are on the same page when it comes to those scramble situations? It feels like you've been able to connect multiple times.
Yeah, he's just been in the right spots at the right time. And I tell all my guys is just to be able to, the play is never over until it's over. So, you never know when the ball might come to you, regardless if I'm looking your direction or not. So just constantly, playing to the final whistle. That's always been my motto since I've been growing up. And, yeah, he's just been in the right spots and been making big plays for us.
Deshaun, your slipperiness, your elusiveness was really on display in this game. It almost seems maybe even more so than in some other games that you've played here. Do you feel like there's just so much more to come with that, and that is probably one of your strengths, and it's really going to serve you well as you move forward?
Yeah, I mean, that's always been part of my game since high school, college, even in the pros. I mean, I've always been that type of player to, try to make the first 2 guys miss and then get, make something happen after that. So, yeah, it's just something that is just part of me, I guess.
And do you feel like sometimes with those situations, they just have to let you be you, and sometimes you have to take a little bit of bad with the good, because the good is going to outweigh the bad, and you're just going to make a play?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that most coaches don't really coach in a sense. It's just kind of letting your guys be the guys and make those plays. And we're going to take our chances with that. And, sometimes in certain situations you got to be smart. But, at the end of the day, I've always told Kevin, I play off my instincts. And, one coach always told me to never go against my instincts and gut feeling. So, and I definitely have so much respect from that coach. Yeah, he's been pretty right since.
Coach was?
It was Coach O'Brien.
Deshaun, league-wide question for you. Downfield passing numbers are down. Even guys who often throw it deep are throwing shorter than ever. Do you think that's because too high defense? Is that part of the scheme? What do you think goes into that?
It's definitely the too high defense. I think that might have been an emphasis for a lot of defensive coordinators over the year. This offseason is just, trying to eliminate those shots, especially with, the game is going the way it's going, with a lot of DPIs, and you can't touch the guys down the field, for the defense. So it's harder for them. So, they try to, play with a lot of depth and two-high shell. So they keep everything underneath, and you don't get those opportunities. So at least that's what I think, for sure.
What's the give and take with that? Do you still have to try to take a shot every now and again to keep them honest, even if you think they're taking it away?
Yeah, but you got to be smart with it. I think the biggest thing is really just you got to catch them when they're in that one high man type defense and take your one-on-one shots. So you got to be very selective, and when those opportunities come, you got to capitalize on them. But until then, you just got to keep taking, and it might be a longer, drive here and there, but it's gotta, you gotta kind of play that game, that chess match with the defensive coordinator.
Confident that the explosives can still be there, even though we know David Njoku is unlikely to play in this game, and you and Amari are still trying to find your way. Can you still hit those explosives that you need to?
Of course, we have a lot of guys that can be explosive. Not just one or two guys going into each and every game plan. Everyone that step on the field can be explosive. So, that's our mentality. That's my mentality. Whoever's on the field, whoever gets open, you catch the ball, I get the ball to you, and let's make those plays go.
You did it with the 16-play drive to start that game, but just how much of a test of patience is it when the defense isn't giving up those big plays, so you have to go methodically down the field and not try to force something?
Yeah, you just got to lock in. That's what they're banking on, is the offense turning it over, getting a sack, doing something crazy to help them out and not getting into the end zone. But if we can continue to do that, the biggest thing, you got to get in shape. You got to make sure you're locked in on each and every play. So, you don't have those mistakes that the defense is banking on and hoping that you do. And if you can get points on those long drives, it definitely helps the whole team. It helps the defense and let them kind of get their win back, let them make their adjustments. And then if we get points, that helps us, as a whole.
Evolved in your career in that way? Where, when you're coming into the league, probably in college and high school, you probably feel like no one can tackle me, I can make any play, and you kind of have to learn in the league to take the easy ones.
I've always been like that, though. I've always been the mentality that I can make every play. So I don't think that changed, or I don't think I've changed that mindset since I came into the league to now. I think it's always been the same for me.
Do you think maybe because there's maybe less of the ability to throw the ball downfield and the numbers are kind of down, has the standard of what an elite quarterback in this league maybe looks like changed a little bit, or at least what people kind of consider that? And people obviously reference 2020 for you, and you led the league in passing, but is it not necessarily just like hitting those marks with yards and all that as much as it used to be?
I guess it's very. I think that's more opinionated than anything. You can get kind of wound away with stats and things, but there are a lot of great quarterbacks out there that might not have the stats that certain guys do, but they win games. And I think in this league, it's about winning games. You want to get to that ultimate championship. 2020, I had the best, couple of I think me, A-Rod, and Pat was like the top three quarterbacks in the league. But my team was 4-12. So, those stats really didn't matter because we didn't win any games. So, like I said, my mentality as far as that, off the field stuff and just coming down to stats, like, it's about winning games in this league. And you have to win games to get those opportunities to play in the playoffs. And then that's when you can, have the opportunity to go get the ultimate goal, and that's that Super Bowl ring. And that's what every team is chasing.
Do you know that when you look back at the league that you had, starting with Friday and the loss of your two loved ones and then going into the Cowboys game and then what happened on Monday. What was that all like to go through that period of that, like, 4 days?
I'm good. You know, like I mentioned before, it's all glory to the Lord. I have a great support cast in the organization and my family and friends, and yeah, it's just more glory.
You guys understand the health risks every time you go out there. I was just wondering, the unfortunate Tua situation, has that been a topic of conversation amongst you guys? Has it changed any way you look at the game?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, especially as any player, but, as a quarterback especially, but this goes for all players, is really just trying to be as safe as possible, and sometimes you can't really control it. My prayers to Tua and his family. Hope he's getting very, very, well quickly and have the opportunity to come back as soon as possible to help his team. But, like, it's kind of like that deal where you try to protect yourself, and sometimes the hits go your way and then don't go your way, and it's just kind of the nature of football. But I think the NFL and the league is doing a good job of trying to protect that and trying to get away from those type of kind of hits. But at the same time, guys are playing full speed, so it's kind of hard to stop in a heat of the moment and try to hold up or protect yourself on both sides.
Watson at Clemson. What type of challenges he posed in the middle there?
Yeah, Big Dets. That's my dog. I mean, he's a huge human being up front. He has a high motor, very exciting player. He's gonna talk a lot of junk, but he just creates a lot of problems up front. And a lot of times you got to get two guys on him because, for me, I think he's gotten more athletic than he was in Clemson, which is crazy. But I mean, he's just that all-pro, 3-tech, knows whatever you want to put him up front and just let him go play. And we got to make sure we're aware of 97 and really all those guys up front, because they got some guys, 0 and 5. All those guys can go. So, much respect to them, and we got to make sure we keep an eye on them.
So you have some danger going out with him this week then?
Something like that. But I haven't spoke to him yet. But I definitely, Sunday we'll be talking a lot. Thank you.